Hi, everyone, and welcome to another webinar. Today's webinar is presented by Chris Stapleton Photography. It is titled Google My Business, and I have to say we are very excited to have Chris join us today and to teach us about this very important tool that a lot of businesses aren't using and definitely could. Before we get started, I do want to say thank you to all chamber members. Thank you for reading all of our emails that we are sending out, all of our updates. Just to let everyone know, we do have a session tomorrow, and we do have a couple next week as well. So tomorrow is a session called With Challenge Comes Opportunity. Next week we have one on strategic planning, and we're going to have a virtual coffee chat with TELUS as well. So we hope you can join us for one of those. Just some housekeeping issues. Make sure your microphone is off. If you want to keep your video on, that's totally okay. If you have any questions at all during the session, please pop down to the chat and include them in there. Chris and I will get through any questions at the very end that people may have. And yeah, that's pretty much it for us. And now I'm going to turn it over to Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Okay, thanks for joining us. My name is Chris Stapleton. I'm the owner of Chris Stapleton Photography. And today I'm a Google business partner. So my job, one of my business's jobs, we do 360 tours. So a 360 tour hosted on Google Maps. I partnered with Google a couple of years ago as their trusted photographer for this area. And that gives me access to publish a tour for your business on their site. And all you're doing when you get your services from me is paying my time, and everything else is free on Google's end. So one of those things they ask us to do a lot of times is going to teach people how to use Google My Business, because Google My Business is the biggest tool for local SEO, especially. If you're not using it correctly, you're really hurting yourself, because this tool is so powerful. It has everything connected in one spot, and it is the most powerful. It is the most searched tool on the internet. When somebody looks for your business, they go to Google. They don't go to Facebook. They don't go to Instagram. It's Google. So the first thing Google shows when you Google the name of the business is the business name in the corner. So I have on the screen, I'll show a couple different things when you search anyway, and it's going to be we're going to have it on my screen, and then I'll share that in a second. I'm just going to get the other piece up. So I'm going to share the screen, start going through some few things, and we'll start from there. So, okay, when you're looking at my screen here, for example, on this, my tool key's in the way. Okay. When you look at Google, so I just Google my business. First thing I see when you Google your business name is your dashboard on the side. So your hours, everything else is going to be there, especially right now during COVID-19. If you're not updating these hours, you're going to have customers showing up to your business at all times. If you're temporarily closed due to COVID, there's an option there that you can click on and says, my business is currently closed. Hours may not differ. You can suggest edits. You can do things. If you verified your business, it has this little icon right here, and that says your business is verified. If you haven't verified your business, anybody can technically go out and verify your business, change your information, and hurt you. It's not something that happens too much in Canada. Most Canadian business owners are not going to go do dirty tricks like some of the American ones, but this is a problem in the States. So going through the Google My Business slides here. Can everybody see my slides? Guessing, okay, cool. So getting your business online, one of the big things is having an online profile with Google, because even if you don't have a website, you have this page that does everything. And one advantage too, if you don't have a website, is you can build a website quite easily through Google using your Google Plus business page. All you have to do is buy a domain, $17, and you have your business built on a website. Extremely easy, fully linked to Google, fully searched through Google too, making it that if somebody searches you, you're going to rank higher. So what I'm going to cover today is the profile in Google, creating a Google profile if you don't have one. I'm going to basically run through it quickly. These slides will be available afterward for anybody that wants it. Creating a website and using Google My Business, so the free website they give you, and the virtual tours and how it's going to help your business if you have a tour of the business. So when you connect with a customer, the first thing they're going to see, as I showed with mine, is the business information on the side. They're going to have everything there. It's going to be quite easy if they search you. That's what they find. If they search something else like a top 3, if you don't have a Google My Business profile, you can't show up in the top 3 in that map search, which means you're losing out business. So you want to be in that top 3-4 pages showing to actually get things. So when you search your search terms, I'll show that in a second with Harley-Davidson, New Brunswick, and I'll show you something on that one. So this is also not just your computer. Most people aren't using their computer to search, they're using their phone. So when you search on your phone, the first thing you're going to see is like this here. It's right on the side. It's quite easily done, and everybody's going to like to see how it is. That's what it's easy to use on the phone. It gives you the ability to call right from your phone on iPhone or Android. So what is the Business My profile? It is what Google knows about your business. If Google doesn't know your business exists, it's not going to have a business profile. Most people's businesses that they've been around for a couple of years or a year or so have a business profile already. Google builds these automatically from information they find on the web. So it could be your website, it could be through people looking around, it could be through Street View itself. If they found a sign on the side of the street and said, oh, look, there's a business there, we'll start building a business profile for this. So other people too might have suggested there's an edit like, hey, there's a business there, here's their phone number, here's their hours. So that could all be built for you by somebody else. All you have to do then, if you are the business owner, is to go claim it. So it's quite easy too. Here's some just basic statistics on that. You're 70% more likely to attract visits with a Google My Business profile. So when somebody can find you, and they can find you on the map, they will quite easily go and do that. And you also get more people in the store when they actually can find your store's correct address, even see your store on Street View, and then I get into virtual tours about how that's going to help the next step of getting people inside the door. So you confirm your hours. First thing most people are checking, especially right now during COVID, is your hours. I know myself, we search every time we're going to go out somewhere. It's like, oh, what's their new hours? We're going to the superstore. Are they open? Are they closed? First thing we end up doing is searching the hours. And most of the bigger companies have started to update their business, but a lot of small businesses that are open don't have their hours updated, or they don't have a temporary closed on their business. So even if they were the type that could be open under the state of emergency, you could go there and find out it's closed because they haven't updated their hours. And this is probably the 40% of the reasons why people Google a business name is to find their hours. So that's where Google My Business becomes your biggest advantage. Nobody's going to go to your website to find the hours. A lot of times they're going to go to Google My Business and just find out when you're open. And then if not, they're going to skip on to the next person. You can share updates as posts. These are great, especially right now during COVID. I shared a couple posts on mine. If you want to look at them later, it says, I'm hosting the webinar for the chamber. I'm doing this for COVID. These are little things you can do. It's a new feature in Google, and it's great because it's keep updating things for everybody to see. If somebody's looking for information, they can go down. If you're advertising a sale this week, you can advertise your sale on Google Maps. That way, when somebody goes locally and says, hey, I'm looking to buy item X, and all of a sudden they see item X on sale, if it's Google knows your item's on sale, they'll actually push that item to somebody in the results. So it helps you because it's going to mean that, hey, they're like, that sale post became, now they're like, oh, look, we'll go buy from him. The types of posts, you have announcements, you have events, you have products, you have your business information, and you have special offers like sales we have there. Shown here on mobile, they all look similar on the computer as well. So there's ability to do that. You can have everything you want shown to your customers, allowing them to have more information every time they click on your business. Google's biggest thing is they want information, because if they have information on your business, they can push that information to customers, especially when customers are searching for products. People search products all the time. If they know you sell something, you can show up on that list of top 3, which helps, especially when you're trying to make sales for slow items that don't move too much. It can be a great way for retail. Business photos. Having photos to your business means a customer is 90% more likely to click on that business page if it's just through the search results. So in the top 3, when it shows your photos on those things, they're more likely to click on it. Having a virtual tour on your page as well, when I'll get to that, it helps the customers see the inside of your business. So they're going to come in and say, oh, look, this looks like a nice restaurant. Or now in COVID, for example, they can shop around your store without actually having to step foot in your store, meaning that's one less person in the lineup, one person that's going to come to buy just what they want. So it's going to keep them out of the store right now when we have to keep social distancing, we have to keep everything. It's that one more person that's going to not be lined up outside just to browse. So it's going to mean you can put more transactions through in a faster time period using something like a virtual tour that they can see, then they can go buy just what they want. Appointments. So you can book appointments through Google itself, or you can set your booking link onto your Google My Business profile to book appointments. So if you take appointments for whatever you have, reservations, things like that, Google links to a lot of restaurant reservation sites. So somebody can book their reservation right through Google, and it'll show right up in your computer at the restaurant. Managing customer reviews. This is a big one for customer service. If somebody has a positive review, responding, thank you, appreciate your business. If somebody has a negative review, you can mitigate the facts of that negative review by responding to them in a polite way, asking how you can help and get their business back, whatever else. It's always a nice way to do that because it shows to other customers you care. So that means when they look at those reviews, that 1-star review doesn't mean anything to them. So all of a sudden, if it's all 5s and 1-1, they're like, yeah, it's a 5. We're going to go there. If you have no responses, it's hard for a customer to know if you actually are engaged and what's true, what's not. How do searchers find your business? You can see that through Google My Business. I'm going to show a little bit of stats quickly from mine from this week. It's not much there this week for me, but you see this type of stats. So if you've been searched for somebody searching your name directly, they stumble on your profile through a Google search, or they find you any other way and land on your Google page, Google My Business page, even linked to your website with Google Statistics. You can get a lot of this stuff, works for analytics, and you can pull all this information together. So creating the profile, you just have to go now. You can click Manage Now on your customer one. If it's not there, you can start it. I'm going to leave this here, skipping through most of it because it's going in here to the part. If there's contact details, you update your stuff. You're going to have to verify your business by either phone or by mail. So Google will mail you a postcard. It takes 2 to 3 weeks, especially coming to Canada. If you're going to go and do, and especially right now, they're not mailing anything out due to coronavirus. So it's a bit longer on that fact. But if you look at things, if you already have an existing profile that's not claimed, the automated call system will call you and give you a code. Or in some cases, they will actually text a code to the mobile phone if that is capable on that. So you can have this come in, and all you got to do is click on this code to verify. It makes it really easy to verify that part of your business. So when I exit my slideshow here for a second, go to one of the businesses here. I just randomly went through Google on Maps and found an unverified business. So if your business wasn't verified, you can easily go there and change your listings, or it could be showing wrong listings. For example, I'm pretty sure they're closed because they're not open in the state of emergency due to the type of business. But say you were, for example, a grocer, and this was you were opened, the default right now by Google is temporary closed. So you have all these people that have searched you, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're closed. We're open, but everybody thinks you're closed now because of COVID-19. And that's a default on Google, unless you own your page, and then it actually has been emailing you for the past 2 weeks or more. to please update your listing every so often hours. And if you were going to claim this listing, all you have to do is hit manage the listing. And then it logs into how you want to get this claimed. So it's a fairly easy way to do that. You can actually claim this listing right off the bat. And they would call you a code because they already have it. And boom, it's done. You now have a listing. Going on the slides again. Creating a website through Google. One of the biggest things too Google's now offering is websites. So this is because they're trying to get every business online. A lot of businesses, especially small businesses in some areas, don't have websites. If you haven't built a website, you haven't decided to build your website, you can make a free one through Google using your Google My Business information. So you click on the website, you get started, you select your template, shows your themes, everything there. It shows how you're doing it. You select your template you want. It puts all your information there from your Google My Business page as a default. And then you can go through that information, remove what you want, replace what you want, and make it a simple website using Google. It's also free hosting, so you don't actually have to pay this website. You're just going to have to pay the yearly domain fee that comes along with it. So it's not a complex website. It won't do e-commerce. It won't do a lot of anything more complex than just show basic information. But if you're a small business that doesn't have a website, you can build one for free with about 30 minutes of time through Google. I played around with it. It takes your Google My Business information, populates it all there, allows you to make all the changes you want, and then makes it really easy to do. And once you're done, you have a website. You click on the website, somebody searches your new website, it's going to default search whatever your business name is, and they're going to try to suggest you if you actually have a URL already, or if you don't have a URL, they're going to say, hey, your business is mybusiness.com, My Business Online. They're going to try to give you mybusinessonline.com. I haven't tried to import URLs into anything like that. It's just I've only played the basics for Google My Business because I use a WordPress-based site myself. But it's a fairly simple builder. Anybody can really build it. And Brian, I see your question, is it safe or hackable? I'm assuming it's fairly safe because Google hasn't really been hacked a lot of times. So it's one of the things, it's being hosted on Google servers. So it's not going to be on the same secure side of servers as, say, Google Drive or Gmail, but it's still going to be a lot more secure than, say, the small server hosted by so-and-so in this little area. But like any other website, it's more than likely hackable at some point in time. And Street View. So Google Street View, example of Street View right here is Toyota in Fredericton. I shot this last year. You can just walk all the way around and see everything you want to see inside the dealership. So if you have a retail store, you can just walk around the store. Somebody's coming in, they can see everything you have in your store. If you're a car dealership right now, no touch solutions, you can see inside there. I'm going to go back to that RAV4 here just to, because you can hop right inside the vehicle, for example, in this case, and you can, navigating out to it. You can hop right inside your vehicle and see the inside of the car, or you can see the outsides everywhere like that. So if you have a retail store, for example, you can just walk around the store and shop. Customer can zoom in pretty nicely too to read your signs. So whatever is there, if that's a price tag, for example, they can zoom in and read that. It makes it easy for them to actually say, hey, here's what's there. And even zooming in across the way, you can pretty well, outside of the grain, see exactly what's down on the sales record there, which means for a price tag that's fairly small on an item, if it's close by, the customer can zoom in and do this. So the customer allows to browse online. It's fully connected to Google and search. So when somebody actually searches your business, it either displays this on the corner as see inside, or as a little 360 kind of circle on the tab. And if it's more prominent, it comes across the very top of your My Business page. So especially on mobile, if you search your business on mobile, you click that very top button, you get that part of the tour itself. So that's going to allow the customer to actually pre-shop, especially in these days when it's important to be keeping people outside of the business. And it's kind of counterintuitive to the business just to keep lineups small and actually get more customers through. And it also allows for a no-contact shopping experience. I know there's a store in Fredericton that used a different tour system to do it, that you can browse around, find the item you want, call them and buy it. This works the exact same way, except this is on Google. So if you're looking to go buy something, you go to Google. You don't have to click onto your website anywhere else. They go right on Google Maps, and then they can actually call you right from Google itself. Also, it leads directly to your website. If somebody sees something they want, they might click on your website to say, hey, there's e-commerce or no. That's the great advantage of the posts on Google as well, as saying, hey, I have e-commerce. Please check my website. You can buy anything you want. We'll ship it to you. We'll deliver it, whatever we're doing these days. Some useful links. I'm going to send this PowerPoint out. Google My Business, how it is, how to set it up, how to optimize your business listing. This is really important to make sure you get the most out of Google. And then this is just the ultimate guide for Google My Business in 2020, as well as the frequently asked questions that Google gets on your My Business page. So allowing things like that. So some of the powers of Google My Business when you're doing things, for example. We go into search. When I went into search here, so I went and searched Harley Davidson, New Brunswick. J.H. Stewart, they're a customer of mine. They were number 5 on search. If you search them, they would be the number 5 on the list. They would never show. After having a tour for about a year, all of a sudden now they're showing up as number 1. And you can walk right through their business, and they boosted their business profile. You don't need a tour to do that. You can boost that with content. So by content, Google ranks content as well. So your cell phone image is going to be ranked slightly lower than, say, a professional DSLR image. A customer image, even if it's taken by a cell phone, ranks higher than, say, your own images you put of your own business. So it ranks things, but the more content that's on your business, the higher it ranks on the site. So these top 3 here, for anybody that's getting for searches, you want to be in these top 3 for your search terms. That way, if somebody's going to look for you, they're going to find you. Because you go down here, I mean, Toys for Big Boys is number 1 organic search. They do a lot better job at SEO. But because of that, the way the tours integrate into their website and everything else now, and the maximum use they're doing of Google, J.H. Stewart moved themselves right up to number 2 in organic search as well. So I'm using simple, broad search terms, not by name, like most people would. They're going to look for, say, a car dealership near me, and then you're going to find different dealerships as well. So go into things again. When you manage your My Business profile, you can go to your management page. So you have right onto the apps here. You scroll down, and there's the My Business on Google. You click on that. It logs you into your business. So you can just click on what you do. And then you can go and find anything else. All your information's there. And then you can go into your search. Now I'm going to go back to my customer, one of the people I manage their page for. When I cut in here to insights, it shows your insights, who searched, what they're searching for. So all the terms that were being used this week to search for their business that they came up on. And then it shows the number of businesses they have, the number of searches they have. So in the last month, they've had quite a number of searches, even with COVID-19 going on. So there's still a lot of people looking for hotels and a lot of people looking for things like that. So having this information can help you target your advertising itself to know if are people actually still looking to rent hotels? And is it the summer they're trying to get the hotel for? Is it the winter? Maybe we can try to put a special on now. We can put this through Google AdWords we can offer a promotion, and then boom, we have bookings for when everything opens back up in like 5 to 6 weeks. But you can see too, they have a lot of customer photos. They have a lot of content on this site along with a virtual tour. So it really helps to make it easy. When you go into that too, like I can go to my search terms as well. I don't have much for the, especially now because nobody's really searching photography services this month. So it's kind of a funny one, but you get a little thing here, you get your information, then you get the when the search is spiked. So I've seen, I guess when the chamber email went out, I've had a large increase in searches of my business since then. So everything else, all that's to your page and to build search terms into your website for SEO. Yeah. Again, like doing that, you just click there, you see it. All the if this information is when I searched my name, it comes up. So anybody that Googled my name, this page is showing, it's gonna tell me on my stats they did that. So I'm gonna be able to be found, even if you don't click on anything here and you just call me because there's a number parent right there, or you say, hey, I'm open, I'm gonna do that. They know that you've looked at the page. So they're just gonna put that as a view onto that. So if anybody searches that and your business comes up first on this side here, it helps you. And then that gives you search terms to use for things. Now, we get the 30, we're at 10:30, okay. So when we're going back here, did I close that out? Oh, I did. So for example, Google Maps. This is the other way it's going to be found. You're going to have anywhere in Google Maps, they're going to Google your business. And that's how I found the business that wasn't verified, by just clicking down like that. So if somebody clicks on your business through Google Maps, doing this, for example, shows that I looked at their information. I click on this, I boost the sites up on the stats. And there's a lot of businesses, especially downtown, a lot of the newer businesses in Fredericton. I mean, we have a lot of businesses here. And a lot of these, if you start looking around, you can change a lot of information. Like you can change your type of restaurant to a restaurant or a club based on things like that. So you can change this icon in your side of your business. You can change things to shops. You can actually do a lot of stuff to change these. And then if you're using AdWords, you can use AdWords on Google Maps, so that if somebody is searching for your search terms, so say you're a car dealership, they're looking for cars near me, your dealership is going to be kind of coming up first because you're doing AdWords searches for that on maps as well. So we all have like map of the city, especially when you go across the river here. A lot of the north side businesses, there's a lot of them that haven't actually claimed their business page, which is too bad because you don't know if their hours are updated or not. And that makes it hard for the customer, especially right now. Biggest points too we have for like, especially in this time for COVID, it has been your customer. So is your customer actually able to find you? Is your customer able to order from your business? And are they actually going to your business and expecting you to be open when there's no changes on Google Maps? Or is your business marked as closed on Google Maps and they're showing up to see your business and it's closed? So that's the biggest things there. For anybody here too, if you're actually looking to try to help with this, I can help you over Zoom to set up your Google My Business page. It takes about 30 minutes at the most if you have, and then put your information in there. And then from there, you can go around and control a lot of the stuff that's on your page. So if you don't have photos, you can put photos up. And then going into things, like on this page again, the page manager, you go into like posts. You can post things for your business. It's quite easy. Try it now, post it up. It's one of the best ways to say, hey, I'm open, here's what I have. And then you go into photos as well. So when you go into your page information, let me get back there. There's different types of ways you can put your photos on there. So you can have photos for anything, photos by the owner, photos by customers. Like I have a virtual tour of my home office on here, 360 images. These can be done by anybody. Then you can have exterior photos, interior photos, team photos. So if you have your staff, you can have headshots on there. The same as you do on your website, you can have everything on Google Maps. It's also great using these features here if you plan to use the Google website. So if you're planning on making a Google website, having team photos now allows for you to say team. So all of a sudden there's your free headshots are all there for your staff with their name, and it's done easily for you. So if you're not really like website inclined, you're not the most computer inclined, Google makes it really simple if you don't have a website to have one, and then it uses all the information you've built into all these nice features here. Everything here goes on the site. So it links everything in there, and then you get even better because your insights, when you click it through My Business, become great to see everything that's there. So you have exterior shots of your business. A virtual tour is going to show up under 360, as well as the interior and exterior, depending on how it's shot and how it's tagged. So for a virtual tour, it's great. You don't actually need to hire a pro like me. I just have access to Google's panel editor and like direct contact line with Google itself if I want to report an issue for your tour and things like that. But if you want to do a tour yourself, you can use the Street View app on your phone using like a one-shot camera, and you can shoot it and you connect it with the app. It's a tedious process, and if you have, with time being money, it's a lot cheaper if your time is worth more than 30 cents an hour. Trust me on that. When you spend 3 hours trying to connect one panel on this app, you will realize that it's worth to hire somebody who's able to go through and shoot it differently with a higher end equipment. Now, so I'm getting to the point there, just at the end of what I had planned to present. Does anybody have any questions?
You don't have to put the questions in the chat. You can turn on
Yeah, you can turn your mic on.
microphone and ask them that way if you'd like.
Does everybody find it pretty easy to understand how to set up your page? I'm going to email out this to everybody so you can actually go through the screen. You can go through the PowerPoint and follow all the instructions on how to set up your My Business page. I didn't edit this out of the PowerPoint when I've gotten it especially because some people don't know how to set it up, and it has the step-by-step instructions there, how you set up this information. So you just got to log in, you can follow it through. And if you don't know how to do it, feel free to give me a call. I'll help you out, no charge at all. It's quite easy to do. And then you can get your page verified. If you're building a new profile, you need help building a profile, sometimes your business might not be listed. We can do that as well. The only thing is, if you build a profile, you're going to have to wait on Google to mail you a postcard for it to be verified, which no big deal. They just mail you a postcard out. If you're working at a home, they'll mail it to your home address. It doesn't make any difference. They can mail it anywhere you want. And as long as that is the address that's on the business listing, they will mail it to it. So it's quite easy to have this little postcard show up in the mail, and all you got to do is click. They'll take a pen or something to clean off the code in the back and type that into the verification page, and it's done. Google took away my special tool to automatically verify your business for all the Canadian photographers, but that's coming back hopefully in the next 6 months. So then if that's the case too, it makes it easy. If you want to get a tour done, I'll verify it at the same time I shoot your business.
We have a question from Stephanie Mead. So she's currently on there for her business, Serenity. She's been on there for 2 years, but she still shows up on page 3. Any suggestions?
That's going to be your search terms. A lot of times, depending on when you're ranking on things, it's your search terms for your business and your SEO value. So using more on your Google Plus page is going to help that organic search for your products. Having your products on the page helps people search for them. If you look at mine, I have a whole list of photography services just listed. That way I have search terms that if Google finds me, hey, they'll put me up. I know I don't rank the highest, and that's one of those things that's been a constant nature of improvement for myself to try to push it up higher, because I'm trying to beat out people that have organic search terms as part of their name. So it doesn't really help when you search for things. So it's you can do that too. If you're searching for spa and everybody else is a spa in their name, they will rank above automatically because they're organic search term. So if your name is your product, it helps you rank up higher. So like I rank in photography, but I don't rank really high for 360 photography because 360 photography has like 5 people that have 360 in their name. And one of them is a medical supply company. They don't shoot pictures at all, but they rank higher because their 360 is in the name, and that's a direct search term. So it's really hard to to go with Google search. Your best way to do that is look at your website, see what keywording you're using in your website, and place it through a lot. And make sure it's linked to your Google Plus page, and then make sure your page is verified, because a verified page will always rank higher than a lot of the unverified pages. Hopefully I answered your question, Stephanie.
I think so.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, if nobody else has any questions, thank you so much, Chris, for doing this for us. I think it was super informative, but also very easy to follow. And if anybody has any questions, reach out to Chris. I see some clapping hands, so that's great. We were recording this session. We will post it on our YouTube by the end of the week. So if there's anybody that would benefit for this, please share it with them. Chris is going to send out the slides to anybody who was listening with us today. Again, if you think somebody could benefit from that, just send me or Chris an email, and we'll get you those slides as well. So any last words, Chris?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And we'll see everybody at the next webinar then. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.